Hey, sweet souls, it's DTO in the flow. And today I get to interview Equanimous and give this a like, comment. Let us know if you know who Equanimous is. What we're going to do is bring on Equanimous because he is a music producer, DJ, and multi instrumentalist. He combines elements of downtempo, bass, house, and melodic dance music to create a joyous, high vibrational atmosphere on the dance floor. Equanimous expands the electronic music experience by playing live djembe, keys, and beatboxing along with his tracks. He's known for his deep bass, beautiful melodies, live looping, and creative rhythmical beats that take people into a state of euphoric dancing and heart centered bliss. Yes, amazing. So I'm going to play the reel that is on equanimouslove.com. Enjoy, and then we'll bring on the one and only Equanimous. Awesome. Equanimous, thanks for
What's
being
going on?
here.
Yeah, of course.
Wonderful. Wow. I totally feel the energy, the frequencies. I have become more and more familiar with your music over the years since we've known each other. And yes, I really love the bio. It's point on what you're creating. I love the dichotomy of the bassy vibes, and then you get those etheric, euphoric sounds on the top. And yes, and this is the most recent collaboration of ours. We have Breathe, which for me is such an awesome, extraordinary collaboration. And a huge shout out to Kayla Diana out there.
Yeah, she was
Um,
great. She crushed it.
yes, talk about synergy and the ways that musicians can collaborate. And so today I want to share with everyone that Equanimous has High Vibe Records. And so tell everyone out there what High Vibe Records is all about.
Yeah, for sure. So High Vibe Records is a new label. I actually started in 2016, but it was short-lived, and then I kind of revamped it just recently. And it's just about sharing good music and good vibes. That
Nice.
just good music, good vibes. It's genreless, as long as the music's good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so a lot of your original intention around this, I know, is you as a producer, you as a musician. So take us back. How did piano, drums, those instruments? I know that those are two of your favorite, including myself. So we have
Right.
that common path of being at a younger age introduced to these instruments. So how did it all begin for you as a musician?
Yeah. Well, it started with drums. That's how it started with you too, right? Drums? Or were you
Piano, drums
piano drums
simultaneously. Yeah.
again? So I mean, I was like playing the drum set when I was like 2 years old. I remember. And,
That's awesome.
there's videos of me doing so, and
Yeah.
then I think I started to get into piano around maybe when I was like 6, but I some young age. But then I took lessons for a couple months and then quit and kind of just taught myself, and did a similar thing with guitar also, and but still kept playing over the years. So was just kind of able to play it all. Um, and yeah, I forgot your original question. It was how did that
So,
implement the,
so the instruments that you started playing, like
yeah,
you started playing drums and you got into um, becoming the musician. So first was born Equanimous, the musician,
right,
right? And
right,
then from that, all of a sudden you get this vision, which is High Vibe Records. And so the history really for me is you started out as a musician, someone
right,
familiar with instruments, familiar with that world. And so a lot of people that are watching when we talk about music, there are ways that we get to produce music that maybe someone approaches it without any musicianship as an experience. And so I
Right.
love your style because, for example, the remix and the song that we collaborated on, Breathe, and the possibility there was endless, I feel, because you brought in live piano sounds, you bring in electronic sounds. Whereas I've known producers that they approach whatever DAW, digital audio workstation, and the fact that, hey, this is the instrument of its own. People don't have a musical context. So were you brought up learning music theory? Like how
Yeah.
well
I
trained
don't,
did
I can tell you, I know, I guess I still don't know how to read music. You could put a sheet of music in front of me and I wouldn't know what to do with it. I remember FACE, FACE, the different letters or
yeah,
whatever.
totally.
But
Every good boy does fine all those.
right. Yeah. I remember that. But yeah, you know, theory I kind of just started learning on my own.
Very cool.
I took like a jazz piano theory ish class in college, I remember. But most of my theory I just learned on my own through, I would say, studying like bass notes, like the root notes of
Yeah.
different songs. And then you get into the circle fifths and all that stuff. So I taught myself a lot of it. I taught it a little bit too, but just like privately. Um, but yeah, mainly, I would say I'm less of a, I'm definitely not classically trained by any means.
Yeah.
And I just kind of taught a lot, just taught myself and just really taught myself from playing a lot and from that joy. And then,
Yeah.
that led to being a producer, which led to being a DJ, which led to getting interested in, the music business while this was all happening and went to school for it. And then realizing the whole label scene and what that was like. And then wanting to start my own label. So it was like a long path from A to B of playing music to having a
Yeah.
label. And I would still say that even though the label is a huge priority to me, so is Equanimous. So is my project Equanimous. And so I only see, me working on Equanimous only helps the label, and me working on the label only helps Equanimous.
Mm.
So they're very tied. I have another project called Bliss Looper as well, which
Yeah,
is,
I'm
you
familiar.
know,
Yeah.
yeah, it's honestly not as serious. It's more just for fun, and people seem to like it. And it's my outlet of like, oh, I made this track and it's sweet, but it's like totally not an Equanimous track. What do I do with it? Well, I'll just release it through Bliss Looper, and that's the point of Bliss Looper.
That's great.
And yeah, and so it was a long path from A to B, you could say.
And I'll share with everyone here what your Bliss Looper Spotify looks like. And you
Yeah.
definitely have a catalog that you're building out. It's
Yeah, I
beautiful.
mean, obviously the plays are not nearly as strong as what Equanimous is, but I would say for, you know, only playing maybe one official show that Bliss Looper's doing okay.
Yeah. Oh, great. Looks like you have a new art image at the top there.
Oh
Very
yeah,
nice.
I've had that for a little bit, or maybe it's an older image. I might have put it newer, but it's
Excellent.
yeah, that's just the end. That's from my EP from like 2018 or something. I
Wonderful.
am releasing my first album, my first Equanimous album on October 2nd. And
Wow.
it's funny because I'm not even releasing it through the label. I'm releasing it through Gravitas Recordings, which is a different label. But
Yeah.
one of the philosophies of High Vibe Records is artist empowerment. And I think that as an artist, it's advantageous to release with multiple labels.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I encourage that.
Yeah. And at the end of it all, art is for the experience of it. And whichever means that art is delivered ultimately, who's to say what's the right way, the wrong way? I mean, when I grew up, I remember the 8 tracks were just going out, and then we got into cassettes and vinyls and, all these different platforms. And we've adapted and adjusted tremendously, I feel, just in a short amount of time. And so Spotify has really made moves globally. And I know a ton of different industries, specifically the global yoga industry and people that are into meditation, breath work. A lot of people create playlists on Spotify. So I really am excited to share with everyone out there that I have a song and it's included in a High Vibe Records playlist
It is
on
the newest
Spotify.
one. We just made it like 2 days ago or a
Oh,
couple
that's
days ago.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So, how do people find that playlist? Where would they go
Yeah,
on
so if you
Spotify?
just search High Vibe Records on Spotify and you like go to the profile, if you search High Vibe Records, I've never tried it not on one of my accounts, so it'll be interesting to see what happens when you do it. But yeah, if you search High Vibe Records and then you just click on like user profiles or whatever, you'll see all of the High Vibe Records playlists there. Those are just some special curated playlists that we made from, as High Vibe Records. But there are plenty of other playlists that we are kind of like in connection with.
Oh, excellent.
Part
Okay,
of
so
Records.
I'll just
Yeah.
show everyone. I did exactly what the Equanimous shared. Is you type in High Vibe Records, and as you can see from the logo, here
Yeah,
are.
and that's the playlist. And then if you click on where it says created, that's just all the High Vibe
Yep,
Records songs right now. If you click on that, yep,
yep, created,
you'll
and these
see,
are
you'll see all the
excellent.
public playlists. And yeah, as you can see, like there's not, they're not, you know,
They're
there's
in
we
their
just
initial
yeah,
phases.
we don't have any followers on them yet. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, this is what is wonderful. We get to invite anyone out there to join many of these playlists and really create additional high vibes out there. And what I really enjoy is each one of these playlists has a different emotion, feeling, vibe to it. So
Yeah.
depending on where everyone's at, I love avocado jams.
Thank yeah, avocado toast is the best.
It just makes you.
Yeah, I know, right? This is a great one.
That's
Fun
awesome.
new tunes to jam out to, just like you said.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you
Avocado
have the meditation ones. So, yeah, that's excellent to understand for everyone that at any time you can go to one of these playlists, add it, and I'm going to favorite it right there. And so, in your experience as a musician, when you go to your Spotify artist app, so anyone out there that doesn't know, Spotify has an artist app. What really impresses you as far as the reach of your music? Because most artists out there know that when they produce and create music on these global platforms, that you're not only going to share Equanimous in one region of the world, like you get to have a global experience as you have toured and gone to different festivals and performed and all the gigs you've had. What countries for you have been like, oh wow, people are really digging Equanimous in said country?
Oh,
What are your
like
analytics
outside
looking?
of the United States.
Yeah, like what country?
I mean, I could like look, but
Yeah, of course.
also I know Australia is big. I played some shows in Australia, which is why
Nice.
I know that. Um, but most of my plays come from America, I think.
Gotcha.
I can check right now. Let's see. We got audience.
Yeah.
Then
So for anyone out there, there's an app that's called Artist App that artists get access to, and you can see like what places in the world are listening to your music, top cities, age groups of people. And so it's really interesting when we get to see. So, for example, I'll
yeah,
share mine's like US, Australia, Canada, Germany, United Kingdom.
yeah. Mine's United States, but it only shows you for the past month is the thing.
Yeah.
Mine is United States. I mean, United States is like 20, just to put it in perspective, in the last 28 days, it looks like 25,000 people from the United States have listened to me. But the second is Canada with 3,000. So it's like a
Hey,
different 22,000.
that's a nice packed place. You
But
fill a place in Canada with
yeah,
three
why not?
thousand people.
But
Well,
I guess it's
safely 6 foot
right. I
distancing.
still, it's interesting. This is interesting to look at. This is just in the last 28 days. I guess, it goes United States, Canada, Russia, UK, Australia, Germany, Netherlands, Brazil. Still
Dude,
got over 1,000
you could
people
just
left.
roll up in Russia and people are like, "Hey, Quantimus."
I know. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
2,700 different people listening in Russia. Cool. I'll
Yeah.
take it. Thank you to those 2,700
Yeah.
people in the last
Yeah.
month. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Привет. And so what's really powerful I have recognized is collaboration. So I want to speak into that and the vision you have with High Vibe Records, because from the jump,
Yeah,
it's all about bringing other artists together, people on playlists. Here we go. Yeah, I'll
I
feed
know. I
myself.
go like this. It's like our album cover. Remember
Yeah,
that?
totally. I want to
We
recreate
should
that.
recreate that. It's like a
Exactly. Ta-da.
hard to do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We
So
have DT and I have this album cover, like half our faces, like
yes, yes. That was our first collaboration.
yeah,
So great. And so the power of collaboration, I know, is something you really believe in. Recently, I listened, there was a remix of one of your songs, and I know that you've done remix for other artists. And what kind of collaborative spirit do you really enjoy working in? Like, for example, do you like, as you did on the song Breathe, like you co wrote some of the lyrics with Kayla Diane, and there's a whole let's call it studio magic, or you get
Yeah.
into this flow state as an artist. So what is it that you really love about the writing process?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things I love. I can speak to my favorite right now is probably going into a studio with a producer who's like a fellow engineer or another artist,
Nice.
and having them be at the computer and me kind of like being in my studio over here. I guess you can kind of like
Nice. Let's
my,
check it.
I don't know if you can see my studio.
Yeah, totally.
Wait, it's hard. I'm like looking backwards. Whatever. Anyways,
You have your
um,
drums back there, right?
yeah, I got my drum set. I just like being in the studio and making the music,
Yeah.
and I produced a ton of tracks, and I can get in there and be all engineering and mix it and all that stuff. It's not as I like it, but it's not as exciting it's not as exciting or inspiring to me as um, make just playing music, and so I think as I'm growing as an artist, I'm able to leverage my brand a little bit more and be the musician more and the engineer less, because there are different producers that want to work with me and that want to take on that engineering role, and also to add creatively, and this album I'm releasing on October 2nd is 9 tracks. And it's 10 different artists on the album. Each track has a different artist that I collaborated with. So that was a great experience because I got to go into a lot of different people's studios and do that. There were a couple tracks in the album where we did it virtually, where they maybe would send me something and I would be more of an engineer role. But for the most part, I got to play producer the way I like to play it. And some of the tracks I was the mixing engineer for. So they would like engineer it, do some cool production things, send it back to me. I'd mix it, that type of thing.
Nice.
But yeah, there's so many different types of collaboration. And that's one that I like right now, at least.
Yeah. So a lot of these songs I see that are on these playlists, when I go back to your Equanimous, I really see that you have someone that recently did a remix. We saw Lions, DJ Taz, who I'm friends with as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really love, I listened to this remix when it came out. So you said October 2nd. So tell us more about that.
October 2nd, the album is called Merging Elements. Gravitas Recordings is putting it out. They've been great.
Wonderful.
Yeah, they've been really great to me. We've had this planned probably for almost a year, maybe like 8 months, 10 months. It's really, I mean, we kept pushing back the release date, but it's great. We have a release date. We're putting it out. The first single on the album with Ahi comes out on the 25th. And then, and the album's got some great artists, me, Ruby Chase, Aliwa, Skyzia, Ahi, Knock Knock, Oral Ponic, Zandro. I want to make sure I name them all now that I started. Geometry, and the last one is Bliss Looper. So there's a track that I did.
I know that Bliss Looper. I'm familiar with him as well.
Yeah. But that's a strategy. Like one of my tracks was super blissy. I intentionally did it from that space. It wasn't as bassy as the other tracks, and it didn't feel right for it just to be an Equanimous track. So I attached Bliss Looper onto it because Bliss Looper was the kind of the entity that was making it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah. So what's great is in this situation here, as you can see, we have access. If anyone wants to jump on their Instagram after this interview, you can go to Equanimous Love. And then when you're there, you can get access to Bliss Looper, High Vibe Records. And so what I love about the power of, as we were speaking into, the creativity that comes when you're able to play an instrument by yourself and it looks like you have your drum set up. So I'd love to play everyone a clip of you playing handpan.
Sure.
So that's what I love is you're adding these elements to your music. You do beatboxing. Which one of these could I demo for everyone? You have a
Whatever
choice?
you want. They're all kind of goofy and
All
funny.
right, let's do it. Nice. Nice. Digging that bass line. Nice. That's awesome.
Thanks.
We're just getting into a jam. I was just like,
Yeah, you're right on that
oh.
bass. That's a nice bass you got there.
Right on cue, man.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah. So you mentioned a photo, which, with the amazing technologies. Here we go.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
see
look
what
at that.
happens.
Can we match it up? So can we do the other half? I,
Yeah. Let's
I
see
gotta
how
get
quick we.
closer, I think.
All right. This
This is
might.
so trippy. Oh, there. Wait, I'm almost there.
Oh, man.
Who's gonna get there first? This is a segment you should do on your show. Who can be the?
Yeah. Who can get there?
Oh, you're good. You're pretty good, dude. Maybe you got to move a little
I
closer.
got to get a. Oh, man.
I think I got it, bro.
Nice. So
That's
good.
fun.
So
Wow,
good.
that's so crazy. Look at this. Oh my God, I can't believe.
Yes, that's just awesome. This is the fun part of
Okay,
being
yeah.
a creative artist.
I
Anything
know.
can be a creative endeavor
That
at
was
any
so
drop.
good.
All
That was
right.
good.
So we are speaking into High Vibe Records. We have Equanimous. And do you have anything you'd like to add? Anything you'd like to share? We do have a comment. Oh, when we were being goofy, here's someone.
Nice.
Got some
Um,
laughter from the.
that's cool. You can like bring up comments and stuff.
Yeah, it's a live
Cool
streaming
program.
situation.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Um, yeah, I don't know. I guess just check out High Vibe Records, follow me at Equanimous Love. Um,
mhm.
I also do promotional playlisting kind of support for people.
Yeah,
Um,
amazing.
but yeah, for the most part, I would just say High Vibe Records. If you have any music that you think would be a good fit for High Vibe Records, basically, if it's good, send it to me. Um, always open to listening to things. And yeah, hopefully
So,
I'll be playing live soon enough.
excellent. So, if you go to Quantumous Love Everyone on Instagram, High Vibe Records, as well as Bliss Looper, there's a lot of information, a lot of great things you can get access to. And we have someone. Hey, we got
They
a
really
brother
like,
from another
he was
mother.
a great singer. He was on the track with me called Let It All Flow.
Nice. So
Yeah.
October 2nd is my birthday, so I'll totally remember
Oh,
that.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm a Libra. That's really awesome. So I definitely am here to tell everyone out there that's watching, either live or on the replay, to check out what Equanimous has been up to on all of these wonderful adventures that he's creating for people to experience. Global Unity Fest, of course.
All right.
Amazing.
That's
So
it,
bringing that gratitude helped us get through this year.
yeah.
It was like, all right, we can still do this community. Let's connect in an online
It was.
experience.
It felt important when that
Yeah,
was happening.
totally. Yeah. And I know so many community members like myself want to acknowledge you and your
Oh,
team,
thanks.
everyone that was involved with that. So amazing. I'm
Lee
glad
Rowan
and I,
popped on and made that comment. He threw
yeah,
it.
totally. That's one reason I brought him in too, of
Yeah,
course. Yeah. So here we go. Bringing the love right back.
yeah,
Boom.
yeah.
So, what I recognize too here is when we are creating these experiences, live streaming, when you are creating streaming music on Spotify, and when you're doing the live looping, I recognize that there's so many opportunities for anyone out there to have an experience with whatever Aquinas has been attached to. Because, as I said, taking it to the place of having a label and a record company, I feel is a really great move. And I feel that because, similar to what you said with your numbers, people in Australia listen to your music, people Germany, Canada, you name it. There's a global vibration that I feel that High Vibe Records is able to bring and infuse into. Similar to what you did with the festival, is through all of these very interesting energies of 2020, we get to also be in the space of celebrating and feeling high vibes. And so that's our birthright as a human being. I feel like a lot of us, we forget to play. One of my favorite quotes from Alan Watts is saying that you don't work music, you play music. And so I'm grateful that you and I are in this artistic ride of
Yeah.
recognizing. And oh my gosh, that drums video that you had as a child, I remember you posted that a while back. Is that on your Instagram? Where's
Yeah,
that
it
at?
should be on there somewhere.
Okay, because I
I,
remember you posted that not too.
I think I have that. I can send you. I'll send it to you in the chat right now if you want, because I have a link to
Absolutely.
it on YouTube.
Oh,
Um,
you have it on your YouTube.
I think
That's
I don't know.
cool.
I don't think it's on the Equanimous YouTube, but I think it's on. I think it's on the. Actually, I know. Whose YouTube is it? It's just my
Well,
personal one, like
okay.
from.
Well, while you're doing that, what I'll do for everyone that hasn't heard Equanimous play the piano is there's a really great clip here, and let's jump into that. Okay, enjoy Equanimous on piano. Really good vibes.
It's called Candy Wrapper, everyone. Candy Wrapper. I wouldn't want to knock. I can stay with me. Even I love you, even though I get it. Don't want candy. Candy Wrapper. Candy Wrapper. Candy Wrapper. Candy Wrapper.
Candy wrapper.
Yeah, I'm gonna redo that someday and put like.
I was gonna say, that's your destiny to do a full on
Yeah, there will be a
arrangement of
candy
that.
wrap or something. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate your presence. Appreciate you being here.
Yeah, of
Um,
course, man. This is
and
great, by the way. I just want to say this show you got here is pretty cool, man. I like how you're like integrating different things and names.
yeah,
I love DTO on the flow, whatever's going on there. So, I props, man. I want to bless this up. Hope this does.
thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. I really love to highlight artists and musicians out there. And as I shared at the beginning, people can check out the music that we've collaborated on, and that is on many of the Spotify's out there. The playlists.
I like this little thing. It's
Yeah,
cool.
right. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool. You can
yeah,
just like pop things right in the middle, and then
yeah.
of course there's the
Yeah, we gotta do one
we
more.
got to do one more. Yeah.
Let me get that down, just in case they didn't see before. I guess I get a little closer there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you got it good. There you go. The glasses though.
Yeah, totally. I'm like half alien gray cosmic chakra dust,
It's so good.
and then we're like
So trippy.
making our way through a global pandemic situation in the
I know.
studio.
This is so amusing.
Yeah. We could do that anytime you're in the studio and you just want to like take one of
Yeah,
those breaks. We can just do that.
how
All
fast.
right, ladies and gentlemen, High Vibe Records. Check it out. Go to Instagram, go to Spotify, and you will be absolutely filled with the vibes. So keep them high. Thanks again, Equanimous.
Thank you, DTO.
You're welcome, brother. All right. Peace, everyone.
Much love.